Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Well, welcome to September, everybody. And we'll start off with poems as we always do. We are like lutes. We are like lutes, once held by God. Being away from God and God's warm body fully explains this constant yearning. We are like lutes once held by the goddess. Being away from her warm body fully explains this constant yearning. That's the part of me that's a bhakti, always trying to find out how I can dissolve my ego into the divine beloved. All right, so with that, still doing the clutter teachings, just want to remind everybody your vitality levels will soar as you complete any unfinished business in your life. So it's not just the stuff that you have to get rid of. It's anything where it's dragging on the dragons in your life. Vitality levels soar as you complete unfinished business. Take it for what it's worth. All right, my journaling question today, I love this one, is where's your hometown and how do you feel about it? I always like to say I'm a boy from Brooklyn, and you can take the boy out of Brooklyn, but you can't take Brooklyn out of the boy. I have a lot of sweet things and memories about my hometown. Doesn't mean I'm free from being able to criticize things that weren't good, but I'm talking about the nostalgic part that makes you connected to where you came from. So I'd like to hear from any of you. I'd be glad to share more intimate views of my own hometown and how I feel about it, and that'll get you going if you're a writer. All right, what does my teacher BKS Iyengar and that lineage have to say? Well, unless there's freedom in the body, freedom from the mind is a far cry. We say, oh, mind and body are one, but our head is so far away from what our body can do. He used to say, I regard my body as the temple and my asanas as my prayers. And I have to say that he taught me what it is to deflate my ego, to leave a space where awareness can begin. And that's why I took the hit, and that's why I made a life of learning how to do encouragement disguised as criticism. And he deflated my ego quite a bit. Now, we're in a wonderful scientific moment in time, and I remember when I went to school in 1980 and took a class in astronomy, they had first put the Hubble telescope up. And that telescope in space did for our generation what Galileo's telescope did in his generation. It awakened awe of how truly infinite the universe is based on seeing things from space and not from Earth. So everything that we're doing in some way is about awakening awe, the awesome quality. Yes, there's awful qualities as well, but the awesome quality of being alive. If that grips you, it changes your whole perspective and how you act to other people. So in a constantly changing world, ancient wisdom may sound incompatible with our modern need, but there's guidance at its core and truths that are beyond the ravages of time and space, which is why I highly suggest you find your own way into it, and why I do this, to keep reinforcing for myself and maybe sharing a tidbit here and there that could help anybody. Because truth is not a set of fixed beliefs or teachings or ideas which represents the world of form that we understand. The radical truth is a form that's never enunciated by any fixed doctrine, by any code. It can never be any partial statement, which would always be a limited expression of what it is we're talking about. And because there's gold within every system of sectarian dross, I hope you find a guru or a pure teacher for yourself, somebody who represents surpassing excellence in human form. And through the teacher, sometimes you see a better reflection of yourself. And sometimes the teacher also holds you accountable in a way that other people wouldn't. So the formless truth has to be taken into account in our historical moment and not get caught in what our critical intellect could call stage-specific, historical, geographic, cultural, social phenomenon. Because if you do that, you get caught in thinking the small way is the great way, or as I like to say, people who major in minors. So don't sweat the small stuff and get caught in those details. Expand your vision into the radical, formless truth. We're all destined for a keener observation of life, both within ourselves and in the world outside. And there's sadness if there's this lack of perception, lack of power over ourselves or conditions, or lack of substance, or lack of love. And the form that we're most impressed with is our own soul. So go deep inside yourself to find this out. All right, as for affirmation, I always try to say something about how to use the power of thought, what I call the art of allowing, not resisting. It's the science of live creation, deliberate creation, and your current thought is your point of attraction. That's what's going to summon the spirit energy. So what are you thinking? And remember, the story of your life is the story of your relationship with spirit. Not organized religion per se, but if you can read scripture in the light of spiritual interpretation and not literal and historical interpretation, you're going to get an insight. So if you read, don't read to confirm your own ideas, rather to learn something new. We're starting to open the registrations for Mexican vacation, February 22nd to March 1st at Puerto Morales. Go to my website, gabrielhalpern.com. You'll see a way of signing up. And this year, everybody who signs up gets a personalized, laminated mandala breakfast placemat. So if you want to see what that is, sign up and you'll see. Other than that, have a great day. And don't forget, go to the website. Also look for Flourish, which is a one-day event out in Hinsdale on September 28th. Great group called Flourish coming from the West Coast. I'll be there doing storytelling and fairy tales. I'd love you to join us. Have a wonderful day.